What is going on, guys? Ben here, back with another video. Today we're checking out the Nintendo Switch 2 and games that I've been playing on it for the last couple weeks, as it is my only gaming device. I got rid of the Steam Deck OLED, I got rid of the PlayStation 5, and I even got rid of the gaming computer. It's just the Switch 2, that's all I'm rocking. And so I've really been forced to try out new games that I haven't actually really even thought of playing before, and I'm having a total blast. Like, yes, there is one game in specific that I dearly miss. If you guys know anything about me, you can probably guess what that is. That game does include the words Elden and another word ring. I very much miss it. I want it to come to the Switch 2. I can't wait for it to come to the Switch 2. But for now, I'm going on a little bit of a Elden Ring detox, and it feels pretty good because I'm exploring new games that I never thought I would actually enjoy, and yet I can't put them down. So in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the games that I've been playing, what I'm enjoying about them, how they're optimized for a handheld experience, and yeah. Also, thanks for almost 1,000 subscribers. We're almost there, and I am just so happy and grateful that you guys are enjoying the last few videos. I will be uploading a lot more frequently, so I appreciate it, and yeah, let's get into it. So first on the list of Nintendo Switch 2 games that I have been putting in the most amount of time, this is the #1 game that I have been playing, and a lot of the YouTubers, they put the #1 game at the end of the video. I'm not like that. I'm a little more to the chase. And that game is Breath of the Wild. Zelda Breath of the Wild. Oh my gosh. So I had never been able to actually finish Breath of the Wild in the past because I could not get over the 720p 30 frames per second. I really had been spoiled with things like the Steam Deck and other gaming handhelds that I really just couldn't really, I didn't really want to deal with the 30 frames per second. I just really don't want to play games at 30 frames per second anymore. This runs at a silky smooth, pretty much 1080p, 60 frames per second locked, and it looks phenomenal all the time on this device. This device plays this game unbelievably well. I mean, it is the best looking Switch 2 game so far. I think it is the most graphically diverse, beautiful, and the game is just really fun. I am poured in probably 20 hours in the last 2 weeks into this game. It has been my most played game. I'm pretty much done. I got 3 of the Divine Beasts. I'm about to get the 4th one, and I'm just having a total blast. This game, I mean, I understand why the hype was so real. It's so beautiful, and now that this game is fully realized, I get to immerse myself in it in a totally different way. I mean, I was never actually able to experience it to the grandiosity that it is today on the Nintendo Switch 2, especially when I connect it to the dock and play it on the TV. Oh my god. This game on an LG G3 OLED TV, brightness cranked all the way up, running at a silky smooth 60 frames per second, and I think it natively runs at 1440p, but is upscaled to 4K. It just looks unbelievable. This game on my TV looks like a PlayStation 5 Pro game. It's kind of unbelievable that it's running on this tiny little handheld. The way the, anti-aliasing is no longer a problem. There is no shimmering anymore. The graphical highlights, the, HDR is actually implemented, so the game just pops with color and looks unbelievable. On top of that, I just feel like it's the way the game was meant to be played. I feel like 7 years ago they were dealing with a piece of hardware, the original Nintendo Switch, that just really wasn't up to it. That game, was running on an iPhone 8 equivalent CPU in terms of its horsepower, and the Switch 2 is like a 3060. So it's much better, and it's running absolutely wonderfully. So that game has been just a total joy on this device, and I've been having a ton of fun playing it. The second game I wanted to highlight was Mario Kart World. So I don't mean to brag, I don't mean to boast, I don't mean to make you guys feel like, dang, I'm not that good of a Mario Kart player because I'm not as good as Ben. Well, the facts are, I am better than you. I got a perfect first place on every single track. I don't mean to say that to be boastful, but I do mean to say that to sort of punch you in the gut a little bit. Not because I don't respect you, but because I respect myself. So anyways, this game is just the best Mario Kart experience I've had so far. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was great, but it was more of a pick up and play sort of game. I didn't really get so involved in it. Yes, I did get a perfect, 3 stars. I don't know why I keep, who cares? But, yeah, I love Mario Kart, and I understand the importance of drifting. If you're not drifting, you're fucking up. But Yes, playing this game on the Nintendo Switch 2 really highlights the graphical fidelity that this device is possible and capable of producing. It looks beautiful. I think that the world is truly spectacular. The final race on Rainbow Road is kind of like a mesmerizing, it's a mesmerizing experience. If you get the Switch 2 and you get Mario Kart World, try to get through everything so that you can unlock the special cup at the very end and play Rainbow Road, because man, that is just a love letter to all Mario games, and especially Mario Kart. It was just a totally beautiful gaming experience that I will never forget. But yeah, Mario Kart World has been a ton of fun. I've never actually played online for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but I have been loving Knockout Tour online with this game. This game, Knockout Tour, is like so fun. Like playing with people online and experiencing that has just been a blast. So I've been having a really good time playing that. And yeah, Mario Kart World, I think it's a really great game. I don't know why it's getting the hate. I do think it's worth $80. Oh my God, sue me. It's a great, full-fledged, detailed, a lot of love put into this game, and I'm happy to pay the money because I want this game in my life for a long time. The third game I'm going to talk about might give me a little bit of hate in the comments. You might say, this guy's a pleb, this guy's basic, oh, white boy from Minnesota. Well, the truth is, I am all of those things, and what makes me all of those things is me really liking Fortnite. I've been having a total blast playing Fortnite on the Switch 2, which is crazy because I'm not the biggest Fortnite fan. I'm not even that good at it. Yes, I've gotten 2 victory royales and solos so far, not to brag, but I have absolutely loved Fortnite on the Switch 2. It runs at 60 frames per second. It looks like it's running at 1080p, and it's just a totally different thing than what Fortnite was on the original Switch. I mean, it was practically unplayable on the original Switch. It would dip down to 20 frames per second, and on here it's just a locked 60 frames per second, and it looks really, really good. On this device, I've been also exploring some first-person mode gaming on here, like first-person shooting on the Fortnite, because I guess they added that. I didn't even know. But yeah, it's been like really fun to pick up and play. Just for 15-20 minutes, get a match in a zero build, because I'm not one of them building freaks. If you're a building freak, you don't even gotta subscribe. It's okay. Fortnite on the Switch 2 has been a pleasant surprise, and I'm definitely enjoying it. Another game I've been loving on the Nintendo Switch 2 is Metroid Dread. I know it hasn't gotten a update or patch yet, but just on this big 8-inch screen, I'm a huge Metroid fan. My top 3 favorite games of all time is Metroid Zero Mission. If you know, you know. It's one of the best games ever made. But this is sort of a love letter to that game, I believe, and most 2D platforming Metroidvanias in the past. I think this game takes all of those elements and cranks it up to 11, and is just a really, really well-polished 2D platformer. I've been having an absolute blast playing it on this device. It's silky smooth, 60 frames per second, and there were frame dips on the original Switch, which are no longer a problem. And playing it on this big screen, I think it really emphasizes the beauty of the game and the sort of ominous atmosphere that the game definitely tries to implement through its level design, and I just found it to be really fun on this device. I'm having a blast playing it, and it's definitely worth it. If you like Metroidvanias or you like 2D platformers, I think you're gonna absolutely love Metroid Dread. The one caveat though is that sometimes the level design, I'm like, where the hell am I? Like, I have to look up guides on this game more than most because I don't know where I am or where I'm supposed to go. And I'm pretty good at thinking intuitively on where to go in video games. Like I'm like a pro level gamer. Like I'm a top tier OG pimp loaded gamer. But honestly, when I play Metroid Dread, I feel like a 3-year-old little boy, trapped, scared, and alone. But I'm still having a blast playing it. So definitely Metroid Dread on this device is just a total blast. Absolutely loving it. Another game that I'm really enjoying is Cyberpunk 2077. I've played it on my PlayStation, my Xbox. I played it on my Steam Deck OLED, and I beat it on my Xbox. I had an absolute blast, but I hadn't picked it up in a long time, and I saw that it was coming to the Switch 2, and I was so curious how this would actually run, because every single time I played it on a handheld, the only handheld that actually made it look relatively good was the ROG Ally X. only running Bazite. It didn't even run that well on Windows. So I was curious if this could compare to that. And I'm happy to tell you guys that it does. It compares very well, if not looks better actually. The device runs at 40 frames per second in performance mode at 720p, which I know doesn't sound great, but actually it feels smoother than that. I think the VRR display on the Switch 2 is doing wonders for this game. Especially at that 45 frames per second mark, it tends to actually make it look a little better with the VRR implementation. But this game is just a masterpiece, and it looks really, really good on the Switch 2. I think they're doing some DLSS upscaling on this game, NVIDIA technology where, DLSS, and it makes it look pretty great. I think this game is a ton of fun. It's a little hard to do the first-person shooting on a handheld with the ergonomics here, so I'm looking into making a 3D printed grip for the Nintendo Switch 2, and actually I'm looking to start a business selling 3D printed grips, but stay tuned for that. But yeah, the Cyberpunk has been really, really great. I'm absolutely loving it, and it is definitely worth looking into if you like that sci-fi epic storyline with a bunch of diverging RPG elements. It's a great game, definitely worth looking into. I mean, I'm sure you've heard of Cyberpunk. It was like the biggest game of the year for like a year straight in 2020. But we won't talk about its launch. But now that it's been totally polished with, the DLC, it's great on the Switch 2. So the final game I want to talk about today on the Nintendo Switch 2 is Dark Souls Remastered. I am having a blast playing Dark Souls Remastered on this. I don't know what's going on, but this looks like so much better than it did on the original Switch. I don't think it's gotten an update, but for some reason it looks like 600p, like 900p at like 40 frames per second. It feels smoother. I think it has to do with the VRR display and just the fact that this display is really nice. It's making the game look a lot better than I thought. But I'm just having a really good time on this 8-inch display, enjoying Dark Souls Remastered, getting my Souls fix in. And this game is just, it's a masterpiece. It's Dark Souls. Everyone knows it is the game that saves men's lives, okay? It's like a top tier game. It's an incredible, incredible game. And on this device, it runs perfectly well, and I'm just really enjoying Dark Souls. Dark Souls Remastered is one of the best games ever made, and it's actually quite similar to Breath of the Wild in a lot of ways. The level design in this game is bar none. It's some of the best ever. Miyazaki was really cooking on this one, and it just looks really good on this device. And replaying it, I definitely plan to play through the whole game on the Switch 2 because it's just, I think, one of the best ways to play it today in 2025. So yeah, that's just a list of a few games that I have been pouring a lot of time into over the last couple weeks with my Switch 2. I am absolutely loving this device. It looks like there's not a ton of games that are coming out this year for the Switch 2. I think definitely the biggest one coming out is Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I am definitely going to get and can't wait to play. And obviously Elden Ring. Elden Ring is hopefully going to run at 60 frames per second. I pray to the gods above. If it runs at 60 frames per second, I don't need anything ever again. Lock me away in a closet somewhere, shower me in cereal and water. That's all I need to stay alive, and I'll just have my Elden Ring. That's fine with me. I'll have a good life. I just want to talk a little bit about what I've been playing on the Switch 2, what I've been really enjoying. If there are any recommendations for games that you guys think that I should try based on my list here, please let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys checking out the channel. If you have a minute, hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Almost at 1,000. And yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.